button again and see if this works. Alright, I've pressed the go live button for a second time, and I think we should be okay. Maybe I pressed the go live button the first time, and then pressed the stream button or something, and went out of order. Oh god, yeah, I can now hear myself. Alright, so now we are officially going. So that's unfortunate because our intro was fantastic. Hello everyone, this is me again, Slide99, aka No Brainer, and I'm joined with Kirito in the European Grand Finals of the Summer Clash. You can tell the players to start again as a Takali and a Takali have gone and done their pillar things against each other. And one of them is leading from the deck, and the other is leading from the hand. We have Ashun, the blue, versus King of Jokes, the red, and I am trying to do double time whilst we get this going, blah, 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 blah. So, interestingly, Ashun has decided that he would take the Lord of the Ancestors in the Onslaught, Obstinacy, Tactician objectives, whilst King of Jokes took first. King of Jokes chose to take first. And then the draft came where Hokusai was the very first pick. Then it went to Ixatosk and Kotlik, which is very unusual because Hokusai would typically be a tank counter. Then they brought in Takali and Akimo. Takali and Nellicum was brought out, and then Nellicum was brought out. And now we can continue as we are. Very little has happened yet. We have just had the Takalis both decide to lead against each other. One led from the deck, one led from the hand. So, Hokusai moving into the center of the dome now. Hello, Kirito, by the way. They haven't heard your voice yet.
Yeah, you were talking very fast and got a lot of information there pretty fast. That was very.
Thank you very much.
Very good job right there. Oh.
I do try. As a worship comes out, not killing the minion because he might have a quick shot to kill that minion, but he's going to worship Takali, do some damage early on. What's he going to flip? He's going to flip a +1. Good damage dealt. And let me get the.
So apologies, we missed the beginning of the game. We had some technical issues with getting the stream started, but hopefully everyone hears us now.
Yeah, hopefully they hear us now. I could have sworn I'd pressed the go live button, so I pressed the stop going live and the go live button again, and then it worked fine. So,
yeah,
I don't know. There's been some weirdness with some servers lately. TTS is having issues as well, but
yeah. So a little bit information on the decks. King of Jokes brought a list with 4 green heroes and 2 red heroes, and ended up bringing Akimo, Hokusai, Tlakali, and Nellicum. Ashun brought 6 green heroes and drafted Tlakali, Kotlik, Ixatosk, and Nellicum. And then Ashun mulliganed 5 cards away, and King of Jokes mulliganed 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everything else was already said, so hopefully everyone should be caught up now.
Fantastic. Nellicum is going to be the one to place that pillar on the other side, so now both Takalis can defend the minions, but Nellicum killed the enemy minion first, so now Ashun has that advantage, that very, very slight advantage. I'll turn on the... No, I won't. I don't like the stream HUD. I personally do not like the stream HUD. What's interesting here is that Hokusai has already marked Takali. So Takali's got that -1 armor, and she's taken 2 damage right at the very start of the game. So this could be an Akimo moving in with a skirmish and then going to attack a Takali. And that would be a lot of damage this early on.
And it wouldn't be a stream with me if I didn't get disconnected at least once.
Okay, you've been disconnected. That's unfortunate. I have the current... that might be why I'm not seeing the lead from hand stuff. I have turned off the HUD part of the HUD. No, I'm seeing them now. Okay, cool. No problem. Ooh, that was a 0 on the skirmish for the Akimo. That is unfortunate. But it looks like he gets a +3. There's the Akimo ult coming in. 3, that is 8 damage. 8 damage to Kakali. Kakali is already at 4 health in Obstinacy game.
That is brutal. It looks like somebody's probably going after the obstinacy on that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Very quickly.
Right. And I have been disconnected
the Burning Rage. I'm back in the game, by the way, in case you couldn't tell.
No, you're not.
By the fact that
You're not.
I'm here.
What's going to happen then? I'm the host. How can you be here and I'm the host and I'm gone?
Oh, now I'm disconnected.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Yep. Global chat. Ignore them because they'll do profanities, but just before they did that, the TTS died. TTS has been having some serious problems lately, and TTS did just die there. And, you know what? I'm going to be broadcasting the password to everyone, so that means I'm going to turn the max players down to 4 so people can't join. As I'm going to load the autosave. We're going to have to redo some stuff there. That's unfortunate.
Yep.
You can go tell the players or bring the players in here or something whilst we're getting set up again.
I'll hop in their channel for a second. Just let them know what's going on.
Yeah. All right. Sorry about this, guys. TTS has been on the fritz yesterday and today, so that's just been a really awkward situation that the grand finals happen to happen right now. But hopefully, in the future, we should be fine on it. And I need to become a spectator because I am not blue. I do not want to take Ashun's vaunted spot. Well, I do. I really would like to take his spot and become the new finalist. But in this case, I don't think they would let me, so I won't be. As
what were you just talking about while I was gone?
I spawned as blue, so I just said I wanted to be in this game as player blue, but I don't think they'd let me. As the players are all now coming back in, which is nice. I was worried that we'd have to do the I'd have to add them all to my friends list and then invite them all manually because the server browser can sometimes also die. But we should be fine. Let me get the best possible viewing angle again. Once more. This is my preferred angle.
Looks like everyone's is getting back in fine.
We're just going to have to redo the Akimo and the Nellican turns.
Yep. So they're probably just going to go race through those pretty quickly.
Oh, right, yeah, no. Hogasize as well. Wow, that was an old autosave. Oh, well. But you guys didn't see that. The autosave was before he started the stream again. See, Hokusai presses the move button.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to go get all the HUD stuff.
Yep, please do.
All that stuff.
As we can see here that the creeps are dying. Everything's going. We're playing this game in fast forward now. Boom, 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 boom. Takali goes down to like 6 health.
Yep. This was all the stuff that everyone missed. So, now you're getting to actually see it in action, but,
Why did he flip Skytear discharge?
For the Burning Rage.
He didn't play a Burning Rage.
I think this is what was happening maybe as they were getting disconnected.
Okay.
Or you missed the Burning Rage.
Oh, I must have missed the Burning Rage. Okay, cool.
Yep, and I was disconnected, so I also missed it. But I saw as I came back into the game right before I got disconnected again.
I was hoping the game would tell me that I'm playing Burning Rage. But
yeah, you need to have the HUD on for that to show up.
Yeah, I have the. Do you mean the do you mean the TTS HUD?
Yes, the TTS.
Okay,
not the
I guess I'll have to leave that on. That's unfortunate. I was hoping that I'll have to zoom out slightly then, because I was hoping I could have them turned off and then have the very top be the other guy's leads. The other guy, of course, being King of Jokes. All right, so Burning Rage has been played. Takali is really low health now.
Yeah, Takali is at 4.
4. Unfortunate for him that did he flip zeros there with that Burning Rage?
One of them, yes, 2 zeros.
That is very unlucky because I was gonna say I was expecting it to be lower than that. And Takali's going to be safe for now because there is no one because Nellican can't do and can't get over there unless for some reason he's running Swiftness, which, spoiler alert, he's not running Swiftness in a deck that can't play Swiftness on anyone except Nellican.
Yeah, I think Unfamiliar Terrain would be a little more believable, but it doesn't have that either.
It would, but they don't play that either.
Yeah.
You see how often I play blue? I completely forgot that card existed.
I think it's a pretty decent card. I mean, it's a +2 in blue, so.
Oh yeah, fantastic card.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Charm and Through the Eyes are seen a little bit more often as 1 mana +2s in blue.
Okay, so he's playing Kotlik and he's moving him to the other lane, which is interesting, and worshipping in that lane. Which is, again, very interesting. He could have destroyed both pillars and gone for a skirmish attack. He could have placed a pillar next to Takali just so that she'd be able to heal herself next turn. But I think he expects that Takali's a lost cause. So he's placing this pillar, but where is he placing it? Because it's not like Takali can really... It's not like Takali's going to go and defend that final minion. Right? Is he placing it so that Ixatosk has a good taxi point? Which
I
is
have
another
no
point
idea.
of interest. He could have done an Ixie Taxi against the Akimo, but he's choosing instead to really try and defend this lane, I guess. But then he's like, I don't know where I want to place this pillar.
He also could have gone for an Ixataxi on well, I guess Nelliclin can move away, so never mind.
Yeah, an Ixie Taxi on Akimo would be a lot more effective.
Right. Although he doesn't need to do that really, because Kotlik can just move skirmish attack.
Yes. Or even
But
just
he's not doing
skirmish
that
attack.
either.
So I'm very interested to see what he's trying to set up with this pillar. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, he might be trying to do some sort of. He might be trying to go for it, or at least give the appearance that he's going for Tactician early, and then do some sort of Lord of the Many Rampant Hatred combo later on to just get like 2 or 3 kills in one turn.
There's definitely a possibility here. I mean, okay, he's deciding he might not want to move after all. Or he's going to move into the dome. That makes a lot more sense. You move into the dome, you worship, and then you just lead. You know, that's just a very nice, safe play. It's a Brilvar play.
I think it's a pretty good play. Although, if there was Brilvar, he would have moved next to a hero. But
I mean, the outsider is only the Lord of the Ancestors. He's leading from the deck. Okay, the ancestor is only Lord of the Ancestors, but it's also a tactician point.
Yeah. Now, how many 3-mana cards does he have in his deck? Let's see, because that was a lead from deck. Is that a very strong play for him?
Well, we have this stats and simulation button now to show us that we have up to 12 in there. So if you want to count manually, you can go ahead. But he seems to have actually brought a lot of his not 3s. Oh, Kotlik is the only hero in his lineup that has 3s on him.
Yeah, he has 4 3s in his deck, and those are the ultimate. So, he does
and
have
the 3 Rampant
16
Hatreds.
3s.
And Sinkholes.
He does. Oh.
Kotlik has 3 Sinkholes, 3 Rampant Hatreds on him. Like, Kotlik has everything.
Oh, I clicked on Zakol instead of Kotlik, that's why.
Right.
So yes, he does have 10 3s, so
that's a good number. That's a third of the deck. And you know, it's enough to just ward his opponent away, right? He's gonna let him take the dome, and instead he's just gonna try and break the other pillar. He's gonna contest the lane instead, which has a no lead on it.
Yeah, a lead from deck is a much stronger play than I feel like a lot of newer players realize, as the opponent is forced to respect the fact that it could be a 3.
I like this.
You okay?
Ambulance. Yes. He's getting Takali out of there. And Takali is now going to this side, and she is leading with the 3.
That is a really cool play.
Yeah. Love it. So now he's suddenly winning the dome and this lane in exchange for losing lane 1, which, you know, it's only lane 1.
He was losing lane 1 anyway.
And now Akimo has to walk really far if he wants to actually get to Kali next turn. He has to do a move and a skirmish, and then the attack to kill. And then he won't even be able to apply any pressure to any of the tokens.
You know, I think Ixatas should have gone in the hex directly next to claim the dome, and then potentially Ashun could have used the Lord of the Ancestors to block off the rest of the path from Akimo getting there. I guess now can still
well, the Ancestor has to spawn after the minions have moved back, but yes, I guess he could have.
Yeah, he could have spawned by, like over by the right side after that push all the way to the tower.
Alright, leads are coming down. We've led with the 3, the ult of Nelliclin. Definitely pushes that up.
Yeah. I guess the downside with my idea was that, you know, Nelliclin can still kill Tlakali, so it's probably more effort than
here's some really interesting stuff, right? This has been a fantastic outmaneuver by Ashun. You're playing red-green, as King of Jokes. So that means you haven't got the ability to like swiftness. You haven't got any way of getting fast to move to the other side of the board, other than like unstoppable.
Right.
But if he just stays on that side, he could go for a Nexus victory. It is his lane 1.
Yes, it is. He could also. So Kali can still be killed by either Nelliklin or a chemo. Like, they aren't out of range.
Right. So he could move forwards with he could move forwards and Nelliklin skirmish in, attack, and then just leave Nelliklin to die whilst he just goes for that lane 1, destroys the towers there, and then goes for a Nexus victory. If he's not careful, if Ashun's not careful. So this massive outplay could turn to his disadvantage if he doesn't then bring force to bear in that lane 1. He can't ignore the lane 1, because the lane 1 Nexus victory will go off before Tactician.
Yes, but it won't necessarily go off before a turn 3 Onslaught or Obstinate.
Absolutely. But I mean, with how dominating that first exchange was, I mean, his opponent is untouched. King of Jokes is completely untouched on health, apart from Hokusai punching himself in the face. So,
yeah, but as you are very well aware of, Ashun can get a lot of damage very quickly from pretty much nowhere.
Absolutely. He can very much instantly get that there. And he's going to try and make these creeps equal. So he's going to make it so that if King of Jokes really wants to take this tower, he's going to have to use a lot of his attacks on that. And that means that this that these other heroes will survive this onslaught obstinacy.
Correct.
Because Lord of the Ancestors does do that. It allows you to block damage, because each minion that lands on the pillar, each minion is a value of 1, and then also blocks 1 damage from the token, from the tower.
On King of Jokes' side, he has already gone past Akimo's ultimate and Nelliklin's ultimate. So that's 2 ultimates already gone on his side. Ashun still has not seen any of his ultimates yet, although he hasn't flipped over his leads, so not really sure what those are. Okay, there we go. An Impervious and Rampant Hatred. And
yeah, so that's interesting. So he's moved his other minions onto this lane 1 to really just try and hammer this home. He is just going to not die. That's his goal. Just don't die to the Nexus victory, and don't die to any of your heroes, and you should win a Tactician victory off of your early start. In theory. Maybe. It's too close to tell on this Tactician victory. But this has set himself up very nicely to not only survive with Takali for the next round, but also to defend against the Nexus victory. Nexus push. And that's the real strength of choosing Lord of the Ancestors. I like to see the fact that he's using it very effectively. You know, green hero using green ancestor.
Makes sense. I would not rule out the possibility that he actually went for Onslaught, though, even though he didn't get any damage in on turn 1. Or not much, at least.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, like there's 3 pillars up for Kotlik now.
Yeah, he has a lot of burst kill potential. But one thing notable there is that Ashun already has 2 of his Rampant Hatreds in his discard.
Yeah, I mean, that was an interesting thing that when I was playing against Ashun, I was very surprised to see him ditching his Rampant Hatreds early. He ditched 1 in the mulligan, because I would keep those Rampant Hatreds and then they would pay off round 3. But he is very confident that he can draw into that with his Gathering Storms and Overcharges, or whatever that's called.
Overflow,
yeah.
This list he does have 3 copies of Granite Skin and 2 copies of Lord of the Many. So he can still get a lot of skirmish damage, and it's possible he did have 2 Rampant Hatreds in his opening hand, and so he mulliganed 1 of them and kept the other. Ashun is AFK for a minute.
Right, so what can King of Jokes do now? So King of Jokes does have an option of just running Nelliklin up and killing Takali straight out. And that would mean that she's spawning next round to give him chance for Obstinacy. Because if he doesn't do that, then there's a very good chance that Takali next activates, and that just pushes Obstinacy back to turn 4. But if he does that, then, I mean, Nelliklin's in the middle of the other 3 heroes.
You know, I'm trying to figure out why Ishitask placed the pillar where he did when he did the taxi.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good question. He could have placed it closer to the minions here to potentially protect if you really
Yeah,
wanted
well,
to.
since Placali's already pretty close to dead, so I guess he figured he wasn't going to, and at that point, he's just placing a pillar there to help King of Jokes, Placali. So that's
Yeah,
probably
I
why he didn't
guess.
do
Yeah,
that.
that's a very good point. You want to try and avoid the minions if your opponent's got a Takali in game.
Yep.
Now, Hokusai has good. He can move in and hit Ixotosk, and then Chemo can move in and hit Ixotosk. That could be good damage. Nellican's kind of too far away for him to do anything with, right?
I mean, Nelaquin can move skirmish and kill Placali.
Yeah, I'm saying that. Sorry, Ashun's Nelliclin. Bluakin.
Oh,
Bluaclin. Or
Blue,
Nellablue. Nellablue.
Bluequin?
That's a good one. Nellablue. Nellablue is kind of too far away for King of Jokes to do anything to.
Yeah.
So like it's some great positioning he's honestly got here with the fact that he's got the two tanks basically in front of the entire enemy force. And in a typical Moda, you want your tanks in front. King of Jokes, he's gonna move the Takali, so he's gonna not suicide his Nelclin in to try and go for this obstinacy. He's just gonna bring his hero that has the least, that is doing the least, and actually have them do something. Because he can use this Takali, because Takali was always going to do this. It did not matter what his opponent did, Takali was always going to do this. So it's his safest move from that perspective, to slow down and wait and see what your opponent's going to do and react to it.
Yeah, but that means if Ashun activates Tlakali first, that turns off obstinacy until turn 4 at the earliest.
Yeah, and I mean, are we really... I mean, I've had Tactician games go to round 4 before, but usually Tactician gets popped in round 3.
Yeah, I've seen it in round 4. I've seen it in round 5 before, actually, but that doesn't happen very often.
So he's not even defending his minions here right now. He is just moved, attacked, led with Takali. No pillar. Doesn't need a pillar. Not expecting these minions to get hit anymore this round. But they can. Yep. They definitely can. Ixotos could just move Kotlik or Nelclin in there.
Can also move Blue Collie over there too, but that would be a little strange considering he just moved Blue Collie away from there.
Hmm. So does Ashun actually activate Takali here? Like,
yes, he has activated, as you can see by the little
on the hood.
The
we can see that
yes.
the Blue Collie is activated, and she's going to start with the Overflow, which is always a good card to play immediately. Overflow is draw 3, discard 2. It's Graceful Charity from Yu-Gi-Oh! Very powerful card. It allows you to search, it allows you to cycle, search for those key cards that you want, and discard the ones you don't need. So let's see what cards does he decide to discard here. He is discarding a Nelliclin ult.
Wow.
This guy, like, to me, Nelliclin with his ult and a Rampant Hatred is just the best hero in the game. But he's like, no, I do not need a Nelliclin ult, even though I could very easily get it off next round. Or lead with it either. I'm just... And there's Takali ult. I guess Takali ult makes sense. He's expected Takali to die.
Now, if you're King of Jokes and you see 2 ultimates discarded here, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, that's worrying right there. He must have a lot more 3s.
And also a Granite Skin?
Okay, she's going to attack and then Worship. And that Worship is going to heal her for a 1. That was a Nourish.
He also discarded a Granite Skin. There were 3 cards discarded there for some reason.
Granite Skin was the attack.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. So
I only healed for 2, but I mean 6 health, that means Takali can block a creep. So she can protect against this Nelliclin. But Nelliclin could still potentially just kill her with the skirmish.
Yep. Can just go right after Takali, or Akimo can... Nope. Too far away from Akimo.
Too far away from Akimo now.
Wait, no. Akimo can move... no,
you would need another hero there in order to worship her. To get that 6th movement point. And it wouldn't matter anyway, because if you worship, then it's just there he goes.
He could move into the dome and then worship on on Kotlik to step 1 towards Kotlik and then skirmish over to Takali to just get a skirmish on. Probably not the best play.
Yeah, well. We will see.
Interesting location on Tlakali, by the way. Tlakali is not in range of the control token or any pillars.
Your eyes were deceiving you, my friend. She is within 3 of the token and the pillar. Uno, dos, tres.
I'm looking at Blue Kali.
Yes. She is within pillar and thing range.
Oh, you know what? I'm looking at Nelikman.
Well played. Alright, he skirmished towards her. He got the 1. Is he going to go for that attack? And he's going to hope to roll a +2 here. Let's see if he gets that +2. No. Nourish being played by Neliklan to heal that Takali. Not going to die to a Neliklan. So Ashun's deck is called The Great Wall, and it is very wally right now. I only got the +1 in the end anyway, but 4 health still for this Takali. It looked like it was going to be an easy kill, but no. No.
Yep, that nourish and the worship to heal made the difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, strength of the pack though. Is that gonna be enough?
No, it's only 3. Which is really awkward. He needed that worship then. That worship was super necessary in order to...
he needed the worship and the nourish.
That worship was super necessary to keep that Takali alive, and flipping the +1 was very important. So, 1 hit point. That has got to hurt. That has got to hurt. 1 hit point away from getting this first kill. Now, she didn't lead, but you want those card draws. Because, yeah, you want those card draws. Now, we did know that Hokusai last turn did move next adjacent to a creep, but he didn't end up having to play his quick shot, so he might still have a quick shot in hand. Which would be very nice for him, because he still might be able to get this town. There's still the possibility of a Nexus victory. But that has got to really hurt, because now he's got his own Neliklan in a very vulnerable position.
You know, he does not run quick shot.
He doesn't run a quick shot. Shield Slam? Was that what he was thinking of then? They're kind of the same thing.
No Shield Slam either.
Oh, so he was just next to the creep for no reason. All right. Well, I mean, he's still it's of course it's a mind game, right? You make your opponent think you have quick shot or shield slam. Right?
Yeah, I guess. So, is there any way for Ashun King of Jokes to kill Blue Kali?
No, not in this stage. Not at this point. If Hokusai worships, he can't get in range. He can't get in range for the worship. Like, there's nothing he can do. His 2 last heroes are melee here. Does he play dodge? Because he could dodge and then skirmish with Hokusai?
No dodge.
Didn't think so. He's smart. Doesn't play a dodge. Rewind. What?
Looks like...
So Neliklan worshipped and then placed Gathering Storm.
It looks like Ashun drew his whole deck by accident.
I see. Okay. I will press the rewind button. Hope this doesn't break things. The problem is, every time he moved the card in hand, it counted as another state of the board.
Yeah, so what happened there was Ashun worshipped to clear the mana and then cast a Gathering Storm, and then instead of drawing 2 cards, drew his whole deck.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like that's
I think
now.
we've got rewound enough.
Yep. I'm gonna go and try and fix up the HUD here. He drew 22, not 2.
All right, there we go. So, I am not seeing the HUD on the last character. There he is. All right, great.
Yep.
Let me
I
get
had
back
to
into
go
my
through
position.
And I gotta reset the round marker to 2. Okay.
Okay.
Everything look good?
On my end, yes. All right, so once again, we have had Nellicon. He got rid of his Nourish with the Nellicon play to draw cards, so he has a lot of cards in hand. Has he drawn them yet? Has he done that thing yet? He has not.
Looks like my my rewind did not render everything properly. The heroes are looking pink and a light blue, and the tokens off on the side are like white, but whatever.
If it's only you, maybe you can just rejoin the game. The players are not complaining.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's fine on the stream, I can tell what everything is still. So I'm gonna
Fair enough.
try.
Yeah, stream is completely fine right now.
I'm gonna try not to have my to go in and out of TTS too much, because that'll probably just lead to more problems.
Well, I mean, we're used to it, so it's fine. We're used to you going. All right, so he moved, which is interesting. He moved, then attacked. He could have skirmished and gone after that Nellicum with the skirmish, but instead he's just flat out moving and killing the creep. He knew that the -1 was on top of the deck, of course, so the skirmish was just going to be pointless, right? He just knew.
Yeah, that's why he did it, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the other reason would be because you don't actually care about the skirmish, and you just want to be in range of the token for round 3. Alright, so Nellicon did his thing. He drew some more cards, killed another minion, really trying to just lock down this left lane, and then he's going to try and lock down this dome. As we're going to have the Battle of the Titans between Akimo, Hokusai, Ixatos, and Kotlik in the dome, I presume.
We will see.
Mm-hmm. Takali has led from the deck for King of Jokes.
The coloring on my screen looks so interesting.
Huh? The 3 minions on either side means that if he brings both Hokusai and Akimo into the dome, there is the possibility that his opponent could move into the lane 1 and snatch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if King of Jokes just kind of ignores the dome, at least until one more hero leaves there.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing more on lane 1.
Yeah, I mean, Hokusai can go in there and he can just move, attack lead or something like that. But, or Akimo could. Either way you want to do it, I guess. Takali plays Overflow. I think that was just him repositioning the Overflow from last turn, because Takali's cannot play Overflows right now. He's going to activate Hokusai. All right.
Neither Takali can play Overflow right now.
Yeah. So he's going to activate Hokusai, and he's going to move into this dome. And he's going to worship. So he wants to provide the possibility that Akimo is going to move in there and do his stuff. +0, so only 1 damage to each of them. Not the best thing you want to see for King of Jokes there. But you've got to be careful. Like, Ashun has shown that he is very slippery with this Ixatos. Because he could just ignore the dome completely, bring both heroes into that lane 1 and just take it. And then that'd be 4 tactician points to 2. Lead from hand. Yeah, I mean, he'd got him into a very awkward situation. Like, King of Jokes is still paying the price of what happened in turn 1 with that fantastic Takali Ixa Ambulance.
I love that name, Ixa Ambulance.
I'm trying to make it a thing. It just doesn't roll off the tongue as well as Ixa Taxi. Ixablance, Ixa Ambulance, Ambutosk. There's something there. There's something there. Chat is not helping me out with this at all.
Metatosk?
Metatosk. That works. Metatosk. I like that one. I like that one.
Alright.
Parameditosk.
Let's make it a thing.
Nah, Metatosk works. Metatosk works with the implication that it's a paramedic. Because paramedics take you off the scene.
Yeah.
Works.
But it
you're genius.
Parameditosk doesn't roll off the tongue as well.
Mm-hmm. I like Metatosk. You're a genius. So.
Wow. Never been called that before.
The worship lead has gone. I'm sorry, you must live such a terrible life. People not calling you genius. People call me genius all the time. We have to see what happens now. The active player has not moved away from Nelliclin, but this is obviously Hokusai has finished, so we are waiting on Ashun to make his choice. I mean, he really could just worship and go to lane 1 with Kotlik and beat up onto Kali all the minions. And just give up the dome.
Oh, Kotlik. He's going to leave that mark on there when a chemo goes.
He's going to leave that mark on there. That is very strange. But, you know, it can work. Because you'd think that Kotlik's range of movement is much more limited than Ixatos right now. Not just because Ixatos has, you know, the ability to move really far with his worship, but also because he's in front of Kotlik. Kotlik's leaving the dome!
Going over into lane 2?
Not only is he going over to lane 2, he's going over to lane 2 without punching Nelliclin.
I bet you he watch him lead and then have Ixatus go over, then grab him and take him over there after.
That's what he could absolutely do, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't believe Kotlik has the movement with that. Kotlik is too far away. He needs to be on the edge of the dome for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because each hero has to move 6. It's not that Ixatos moves 6 and places the other hero wherever he wants. It's both the heroes move 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So he's 7 away here. But he has led. I guess part of the worry is the fact that there's been no lead in that lane, I guess. But I mean, he can still put him. He can still move Kotlik into the dome. The dome is still allowed.
Yeah, but it is true that there's no lead over there either.
Mm-hmm.
So
he can still bring Kotlik into the dome, but then he's not attacking another minion, so it gets a bit risky because he has to move the Ixatos to Kotlik and then go over to the pillar, and then he's not going to end up being able to hit a minion. So he'll just have to hope the raw power of the lead if he wants to win that lane 1, if that's the case. But it is a possibility. However, if Kotlik had moved only 1 space away from the then he could do his thing just fine, and this would be a perfect plan. But then again, he could potentially get slid into the dome and not like that or something. The Nelliclin has uses mana though, so that's probably never happening.
Actually, I think the reason Kotlik went over there, although I don't know why that specific hex, but it could be so that way he would be closer to Tlakali and Nelliclin for a rampant hatred.
Now, there is, of course, the most obvious explanation that we have completely ignored. And that's the fact that he's killing the tower in that lane.
You're right.
If a chemo wants to defend it, he can, but he's got to use up the skirmish and the move. Because currently he has a power of 5 plus 3 of a lead against 1. So he could just be like, I'm just going to kill the tower and go for a Nexus victory on the next lane.
I'm going to go exhaust Hokusai for King of Jokes. He has gone already, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just going to go fix that for them.
Yeah, so once again, I mean, controlling that central position with the Kotlik Ixotosk, protecting the Tikali and the Nalkin in the back, like, this is just some brilliant positioning. And King of Jokes is still reeling from this. Okay, he's just going to be like, I'm just going to punch Ixotosk because I need to get a hero off this board eventually. Maybe there's a chance that there's a chance still that King of Jokes can just onslaught and kill 3 heroes in the next round.
He could. I mean, Stakali's at 1, and Ixotosk is going to take quite a bit.
So Tikali's at 1, and because of the way the minions are going to be able to spawn in that lane too. Wait, no, minions aren't going to spawn because the towers are dead. So he can't get Lord of the Ancestors over there to kill a Tikali. I was going to say he could use the Lord of the Ancestors to kill Tikali. But,
well, that's if
can't.
The tower... Wait, will he? Oh, yeah, that will take out the tower completely, yeah.
Yeah. So, there's also the question, right, of what happens if the Lord of the Ancestor has no minions to spawn on? If both towers are gone. Don't think that's ever happened before, but, that's a question.
I mean, that shouldn't be an issue because I don't think both of their towers... Like, it needs to be placed next to a friendly minion, so he will have a friendly minion on one side. But that is a good question. I think it just doesn't spawn. In other words, if Lord of the Ancestors is the outsider and you lose both towers, you're in a pretty bad position.
Yeah, really bad position. So, I mean, he's going to win the dome, but Ixotosk is going to move over to the other lane and just defend it. And then you're looking at a dead tower for no gain so far. Like, the Tikali still hasn't been popped. She can be popped at the start of next turn, but that's still an action point that's going to have to be used on her. Assuming that, he doesn't have more healing.
And Redlicklin didn't lead over there at all, so he is pushing all the way through that tower.
Nellared,
yeah. Ixotosk probably just goes over to lane 1 and
because Tikali led from the deck, and she could not afford to do that here.
Yeah, I guess the other option is
Crawling Darkness doesn't stop him.
I mean, it gives him slow.
Yeah.
Do you think he goes over to lane 1 or over to lane 2 to prepare for a rampant hatred so they're all in line of sight?
I think you go to lane 1 here, and you don't want to give your opponent enough tactician points.
Yep.
I think you just go over to lane 1 and push it out. But I mean, you could just let lane 1 fall, let lane 3 fall, give them the tactician points, and just set up for the Nexus victory. He's going to worship. That's interesting, because he could have just skirmished out. Like, he could have skirmished instead.
I mean...
And I would have thought I would have thought you wanted as many pillars as possible on the board.
So, that's the same number of net pillars.
That's a very fair point. And
it
also
got him to a different location, basically.
You know what? He should have just destroyed the pillar in the first place. He should have worshipped in the first place, because destroying that pillar stops the Tikali from defending against the minion, when then he could have just attacked the minion.
Yeah, that move was a wasted action.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, was it wasted, though? It used up a Crawling Darkness.
I was just about to say that, yeah. It wasn't entirely wasted. He took out a card.
All right. Lead from hand.
A slide.
Claims he played slide. Did he actually play slide? Yes, he is actually playing slide. She is not defending the. She's not providing any lead, any control value to that lane 1 now. Those minions are all dead.
Yeah, Ixotosk just kicked that lane for himself.
This Ixotosk is just. This Ixotosk is just tearing apart King of Jokes right now.
Ooh,
it's tearing him to pieces.
From below is the lead.
Mm-hmm. So that's a point value of 4.
By 4, right?
Yeah. That was 3. Yeah, 4. All right. And he wants to place it on the edge of the dome. Oh, no, he's placing it here.
That was Geez, these
So
Ixotusk plays have been brutal.
absolutely, absolutely, the Istosk has completely demolished him right now, and lane 2 is dying to towers. To the tower, so there's not going to be any creeps spawned there for the Lord of the Ancestors. So Lord of the Ancestors can only spawn in lane 1, which is not helpful.
Yeah. King of Jokes is not in a good position. Is he gonna need to try to
he
kill
could get away with that.
heroes in
Kotlik
one
got
turn?
away with just leading with the 2.
Yep. So Lord of the Many.
7 against 1 is still enough. Towers are dead. I was not expecting, after seeing this and seeing these lineups, that we would be seeing a turn 2 tower kill.
Yeah, that's brutal. But King of Jokes does win the dome.
So guys, this is what happens when you decide that you're going to go straight hard down one lane and not go again into the dome at all, and then your opponent has an Isotos and is able to just maneuver all of his heroes to the other side of the board. And you're playing melee heroes.
And I don't know what King of Jokes can really do with the Lord of the Ancestors that does much to deal with the situation. I guess what he does here is put some damage on heroes, because I think his only way of winning at this point is to get a turn 3 onslaught. So he needs to kill 3 heroes in one turn.
Who does he put this on? He's going to move the control token 1 hex so he can't lose the other tower.
Yeah, I mean, then he can just focus all of his efforts on not losing the Nexus, probably trying to buy another turn. Oh, is he not doing that now?
The thing is, if you focus all your efforts onto just buying another turn, you lose to Tactician. You've got to take 2 things this round.
Yeah, but he can now, by doing this, he can ignore lane 1 and put everything in the dome and on lane 2.
Yes. If he can reposition in that manner, he should be pretty happy. I mean, again, Takali's got 1 hit point. He can kill Takali, and then he's just got to kill 2 heroes in this round. We've seen the Akimo ult go off, so the Akimo doesn't have his ult there. Have we seen Hokusai's ult?
I don't believe so. Also, that was interesting that he then, after moving the control token, it made it so he doesn't need to worry so much about it, then killed a minion and spawned a minion.
Well, I mean, what else is he going to do with that hero?
Skirmish and attack, get some damage on heroes.
Who? Ixotosk, who has 2 armor. He could still attack an Ixotosk.
Yeah, he could go.
He couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
The only 2 heroes that were within range were tanks. So we could be seeing a Hokusai going in there and just burning everyone.
So Akimos and Nelliclins are the only ultimates we've seen from King of Jokes.
And the Takali. You've missed the Takali. It's right on top of the deck, my friend.
Oh, when I hit the search, when I hit the search, it wasn't there yet. But yeah, the Hokusai's ultimate is still around.
So if Hokusai burns out lane 1, that might save him. We need to be really careful he doesn't lose to a Tactician. Alright, so he's going to start, and he's going to immediately... Was that a skirmish?
On Ashun's side, we have not seen my kingdom yet.
We have not. But that's not going to matter, because he doesn't need kill creeps anymore.
Yeah. But
I mean, it would kill the creeps on that lane 1. So how did he just kill? Did he kill through a skirmish? Was that a skirmish? That was a skirmish, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Right, so yeah, he just immediately pops the Takali.
Yep.
But this Nelclin is going to have a really hard time, unless he moves, Nelclin's going to have a really hard time getting in range of that Nexus. I think he's going to have to choose to move, right?
Right.
And then he's going to attack. That means he can't worship and use Nelclin things. But I mean, if he has a rampant hatred, he could do some serious work right now. He does not. Or he's waiting.
Oh.
Huh?
Attacking Nelclin instead of trying to defend there.
Well, I mean, he can still move to defend.
Yeah. He wasn't going to get a lead or an attack on a minion doing that.
What I find very interesting is the fact that he decided to attack Nelliclan and not attack Kotlik. Because if you're trying to kill 2 people right now, the 2 people to kill are going to be Nelliclan and Kotlik, right?
No, they're Nelliclan and Ixatos. Kotlik's at 18, Ixatos is at 11.
Ixatos is all the way at the other end of the map. How are you going to be able to hit both Ixatos and Nelliclan, especially with Ixatos being able to just run away anywhere on the map right now?
It's possible he's just trying to kill 2 heroes. Oh, into the dome?
Okay, so his plan is to move. So his plan here is that, Akimo and Hokusai are both going to be out of the dome by the end of this round. So putting Nelliclan into the dome makes sense. It leaves Tukali open to defend lane 1. And this presence makes it very awkward. For that reason. However, presence could have been used to save the Nexus. So that implies to me Hokusai must have an ult right now in order to...
Yeah, he has to.
He has to. Or a Dragon Punch. Does he play Dragon Punch?
He does. He also just shuffled the deck, so I don't remember... I don't know how many he has seen at that point, but we definitely did not see...
You are lying to all of our viewers. He does not play Dragon Punch. Akla plays Dragon Punch, and he did not bring Akla.
I was just about to look through the deck.
You said he does. Without looking through the deck. Bad research.
Yes. I remembered Ashun's deck. Ashun has Dragon Punch.
Right. And he is activating Ixatosk first. He is not afraid of the possibility of Ixatosk. He is not afraid of the possibility of Ixatosk getting killed. In fact, he's sending Ixatosk right into the middle of them. He's just going to send right into the middle of them, and he's just going to be like, you are all slowed.
Yeah, I have a feeling Ixatos... So I think King of Jokes is going to try and kill at least 2 heroes this round and just try to not lose 2 lanes, and then he can get the 3rd hero next round.
But that's the thing.
Maybe he'll get all 3.
With this slow, Nelliclan is not... So, Blueclan... Or Nellablue, that was it. Nellablue cannot be targeted by Akimo or Hokusai because they're both melee. And they don't have the movement. Assuming that there's no cards being played here, of course. Ixatos and Akimo will both be slowed, and they will then only have a range of 3 movement, and they're not going to be able to reach Nelliclan, who's 5 away.
Yeah, Hokusai can still hit...
Right. Hokusai can still move, skirmish, use his ult, and worship Nelliclan if he wants instead of leading, but he'd lead, right?
I mean, he can still kill Ixatos.
They can just... Well, if they wail on Ixatosk, he's fine with that. Nelliclan lives, so Obstinacy doesn't... So Onslaught doesn't go off, and he's pushing 2 lanes.
Right, no, but so he can worship on Ixatosk, attack Ixatos, skirmish in the lane, and use Supernova.
He wouldn't be able to skirmish into the lane.
Right, that's Akimo in that spot.
Yeah.
Remember, the models are not showing up right on my screen.
Right. So he can worship, he can then skirmish, and then he can use...
Yeah. Does a Supernova hit,
It just hits in an AoE, doesn't care about cover. Or line of sight.
So he can just have Hokusai kill the minions from in the dome.
Yes, he can. But then that's 1 less hero he has in there. But, I mean, if he kills the minions, there's a very slim chance that he's going to actually be able to lose the Nexus this round. But, I mean, it could happen. A sinkhole could stop him.
Oh! So slide is going to change the whole slow thing. A slide from Akimo.
So did he... This is at the end of Ixatos activation, right?
Yes. What I was going to say before he did that was if he has Akimo's ultimate, which he doesn't, so never mind, but he could then gotten fast, or an unstoppable would allow Akimo to get over to Nilla.
Yes.
But he can do that anyway without that now, even.
So he's going to slide the Ixatos. Obviously, he'd rather have slid, and moved the Nelliclan, because the Nelliclan probably would only stay within 3 of that control token. But, this stops the slow. That's very important to stop the slow right here.
Yep. At least until Ashun plays a sinkhole or something. A sinkhole would actually be pretty killer right
Devastating, absolutely devastating. A sinkhole would be absolutely massive. And, he's drawn a lot of cards. But he also threw a lot of threes away. But maybe he's like, I've got the sinkhole.
Yeah.
Activate the Akimo.
I'm still interested to see how King of Jokes gets out of this situation.
Declares a
There are
move.
plenty of ways to do it.
Snowblind. Interesting.
That's not a sinkhole.
Not a sinkhole. Maybe one of the most effective snowblinds we've ever seen. It's disarming a lot of heroes.
I believe it only hit 2 of them.
Yes, it will. But, that's still one of the most effective snowblinds I've ever seen.
I suppose.
I don't know. I guess he's worried about... He's still nervous that somehow Akimo could get over there. Even though Akimo's already used his mana.
I mean, he can move skirmish.
Right, because he's not slowed anymore. Good point. But now he's disarmed, so that's not going to go so well. In fact, he could have moved Worshipped on the Nelkland and got that +1 damage. And that could have been hitting him for a good, 7. Which would have been enough to basically kill.
What is... what is going on with this move here?
He doesn't know where he wants to move, I think. It's not... It wasn't a sinkhole, but it was still pretty bad for him. And the thing is... Blue still hasn't activated yet, and Ashun's deck is based a good amount around Blue.
Yep, that is very true. He also has Kotlik pillars.
He has 4 pillars on the field right now. With a Rampant Hatred, he would be hitting someone for 10. +2 flips off of just a skirmish action and a Rampant Hatred. And a Worship. So, he could kill Akimo is what we're trying to say here. Right, now he can't. Akimo's got way too much health. He could do a lot of damage to Akimo here.
Yes.
He could bring him to 5 and 3 flips, which is probably not a kill. 5 health and 3 flips left to resolve. Because that is 10 and 3 from the attacks. That's 13. 18 minus 13 is 5. There's a maths lesson with Game Slayer. So Akimo's just moving in there. And he's attacking Kotlik. For some reason.
Why Kotlik? What does attacking Kotlik do?
So I think I think he's just planning to lead here, right? That's all he wants to do. And I would have worshipped if you had the Hokusai ult, wouldn't you just worship here? In order to give Hokusai's ult piercing against Kotlik. But maybe the attack just does more than the piercing.
I guess the attack does more, even though Akimo is disarmed.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. He just dealt 1 damage to Kotlik.
That's true. It dealt 1 damage. That did not do more.
That did not do 4 from the Hokusai ult.
But I think it's very obvious at this point that he has Supernova.
Yeah, he's got to be playing for the Supernova here. So Kotlik could activate and just move 1 tile to the right. And then if he just moves 1 tile to the right, I mean, he's playing into a sinkhole, but Hokusai becomes unable to get into the ideal position. But then he could just skirmish, ult, and then move, and then he'd be fine. Alright, Kotlik is worshipping. Can't play there.
That's not a legal place for that pillar.
Oh, he's playing My Kingdom.
Kotlik.
He's playing My Kingdom.
Oh,
which
okay.
allows him to place 2 more pillars. And then kill all the pillars.
All the minions adjacent.
All the minions. And of course it's adjacent to each pillar, so the red pillar counts for the killing. So now Takali's in a really awkward spot over there. And he's placing 2 more. He's placing 2 more pillars. Did he place both of them or just one of them so far? I think he placed both.
He placed both. It's the 2
Yeah.
at the closest to king.
So now he has a +1 skirmish damage, right? And there's 6 pillars in play. So he could go 7, 14, 16 damage. He could do 18. He could do 18. He could do 18 against the chemo here. So what you do is you remove the pillars. That gets you 7. The Rampant Hatred gets you +2. So that's 9. So 9, 18, dead of chemo.
Yep, that's what's happening.
He can't play Rampant Hatred because he's played My Kingdom. But you know, he's still going to play 7. He's still going to do 7 to a chemo here. Nelliclin. The +1 doesn't kill Nelliclin off that. But that was close.
I think that was 8 damage? 7 damage.
Yeah, so now we're just attacking will kill Nelliclin. I'm surprised he's doing this. But I guess he's like... Maybe he doesn't have very good 3s left, right? And he's not wanting to push... He's not wanting to push this tower further. He knows that Hokusai has to ult. Ooh, here's the thought. Nope, never mind. I was going to say maybe he needs vision inside the dome for Kotlik, for some sort of sinkhole play, but nope. There's a Ixtos there, and he's already played My Kingdom.
He can still use a sinkhole to move Kotlik back into the lane, though.
He can. He absolutely can. So he's worshipped. He's skirmished. Now does he attack to kill the try kill this Nelliclin?
I think the attack is on the stack right now.
So it is. So it is. So does Nelliclin have any defense? That's why we didn't know he played My Kingdom, because he placed it wrong.
Yep. Looks like King of Jokes is thinking here. Attack resolves.
Death resolves. That is a dead Nelliclin. They are now 1 apiece on the kills. But now this is really, really awkward for Hokusai, because that was the presence. Now, Ixtos is led from deck. So you could win this dome if you keep Hokusai in here and lead from hand. And if you have the ult for Hokusai, that's kind of what you have to do right now. You have to go over there, you have to ult, and then lead from hand.
Does he need to lead from hand, or can he just have Chemo's lead from deck?
No, Chemo lead from deck in lane 2, but he also needs to win lane 3.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he doesn't have to win lane 3, but he should try for it. Because if he can win lane 3, then there's no... Like, if he keeps Takali in lane 1, he's won lane 1. I'm surprised he hasn't activated Takali yet, honestly.
He's thinking about it.
Okay. Burns Ixotosk. Is he gonna just play it right here and kill only 2 creeps? Kill only 1 creep? He'd kill 1 creep in lane 1. Okay, he moves. Okay, he moves into that position. Interesting then that he's burning Ixotosk and then moving away from Ixotosk. Because he could have killed 2 creeps and only killed 2 creeps, but then he would have lived through a lead play, right?
But he needs to win lane 2, or at least not lose lane 2.
Right. If he killed only 2 creeps, would he have been able to save it? No. Nelliclin comes in and leads with a 3. That's 4 plus 2 from the creeps. That's 6. That does kill. So he needed to kill those, and we saw that he killed those, and he dealt 2 to Kotlik.
But now
3 to Kotlik. Kotlik does not have a pillar.
If Nelliclin moves over and leads from hand, and the lead is higher than Akimo's lead from deck, then still wins it. So
okay, yeah, no, Akimo had a lead from deck, so that was all. So long as that was at least a value of 1, Hokusai could have moved to the position to the right of Kotlik instead. He could have altered, only killed 2 creeps.
But Vanilla Blue can still go in there and lead.
Right. Which lane?
If that's a lead of a 3, then could win, especially with that only being a lead from deck on a chemo.
So, okay, so you have 5 defense there, right? And there would be 2 creeps plus an Nellicon, that's 3. Plus a lead from Nellicon, that's 6. Against a chemo, who is a 1 plus a lead from deck. 6 against 2 is you survive.
No, I'm talking about he needs the tactician point. I'm not looking at the Nexus destruction. I'm saying just the win for tactician.
Right. Yeah, because he's losing this dome. Well, he isn't necessarily... Okay, he's losing this dome because he led from deck, but not necessarily. If that Hokusai lead was a 3 and the Ixtos is a 1 because Ixtos did lead from deck, there was a chance there.
Right, but if Nella Blue goes over and leads from hand and a chemo didn't lead a 3, then that's also an issue. I think Tlakali can stay in lane 1, just kill a minion and lead.
Yeah. So Takali's going to take over lane 1. And then it's just a case of you need to make sure you don't lose both lane 2 and lane 3.
Right.
Maybe this is just the greed in me talking of wanting to do 4 damage to an Ixatos right now. Because if you dealt that 4 damage to Ixatos, you'd be looking in a very good position for the next round.
Yeah, it's better to make sure it gets to next round, though.
Yeah. As it stands, though, he's for guaranteed losing lane 3. And he could still lose lane 2. Well, he's not for guaranteed losing lane 3, but if Nalakun had just led in lane 2 right now, instead, he would still be in a decent position. He still had a good chance of winning both lanes.
Nella Blue played an overflow and then worship to clear the mana.
Mm-hmm. And he flips over a Rampant Hatred on the skirmish.
Is he just going to try and take out Hokusai?
Oh, that was the attack. Sorry. He moved, attack, worshipped, attacked. Okay, so he just wants to guarantee the dome victory. He's willing to let Akimo push that lane 2 out.
I mean, there could be... He did clear the mana on Nella Blue, so he has something in mind. He probably has a sinkhole.
Yeah, but what does a sinkhole do for him?
I mean, he could push Kotlik and or Nella Blue into lane 2.
Right, but Kotlik isn't leading. So it's one of those things where if he was going to do that, wouldn't it have made sense to, just push Hokusai out and Kotlik out and lead in lane 2 instead?
Yeah, you're right. Neither of them led.
But, Nella should just remove it and then, play a bunch of healing on Ixtosk, That's a possibility, because healing is more valuable on Ixtosk than on Nelliclin because of the armor. Takali does not have a lead from hand. He's got 4 cards in hand and he doesn't have any leads. He doesn't have any 3s left.
So if this isn't at least a 2...
then this is game over.
Yeah, he needs it to be at least a 2, which means his hand needs to be all 0s and 1s, otherwise he probably should have done a lead from hand, unless he's really confident in his...
What could he have in his hand for those?
Yeah, he
does a bunch of Burning Rages, maybe?
He's hovering over his hand, so I think he has a card to play at the end of the round here.
Ixatos just wants to spawn another barrier. Okay.
I guess why not before you have to discard?
Yeah. Because it could have been Burning Rages, right? He could have been like, I'm going to go with Chemo and I'm going to Burning Rage and do a load of damage, and then he gets disarmed.
Yeah, but even still, I think you'd want to leave with the 2 here to make sure you don't lose.
Yeah, I think there you probably would have just burnt Kotlik and gone after Kotlik. Oh, no, you can't, because Hokusai had to use his ult. Slide has been played from Nelliclin. So that's why he did that, because he wanted to get him out of there with the slide. But that doesn't do much.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out... I guess he's going to have to discard at the end of the round.
I guess that was the small chance that he lost. Takali led with a 2. She's fine. Ish. She doesn't kill any minions. She doesn't get a tactician point. So you can't win on tactician for the next round. But, minions aren't dead.
That was a gutsy play.
How many cards are left in the deck? Maybe no, there's plenty of cards left in the deck.
Oh,
Hokusai and Akimo both led with 2s as well. And then a 3 from the Ixotosk, which is another one of his rampant hatreds again. So he can move it 4 away and keep himself alive.
So the case with leading from the deck there is King of Jokes is obviously playing from behind here. So he probably, he took a chance there because sometimes you need to take risks to get back in the game. So if he does have
that is illegal.
In hand. What was
it
that?
It has to be where he pointed. Could you?
Yeah.
Lane 2 has to be there because it's the closest possible way to the thing. So if you could just let our players know that.
What was that?
By being orange. They have not moved lane 2 correctly.
Oh, where does it need to go?
It needs to be on. It needs to move 4, so it moves 4 closer to the tower. They've only moved it. Yeah, it needs to be there. It needs to travel the shortest. It needs to travel as close to the tower as it possibly can.
So it started.
Yeah.
Here it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be there. Anyway, so Lord of the Ancestors. He did some stuff. He spawned a minion, killed a minion. So he's just really putting pressure to lane 1 here.
Yeah.
And
so the control token has to move. It doesn't have to move away from the Nexus. It has to move towards your own tower. So
right. Yes. It's always towards the opponent's tower.
Yeah. Yes.
So that is the only place it's allowed to move.
That is the first time I think I've ever seen a control token move away from a Nexus.
And well, it's very awkward for that lane too because he just has to win 1 more point from Tactician here.
Speaking of which, at the beginning, what was it on round 1? You were saying that that it's very rare that you see Tactician go to turn 4.
Yeah, it's very rare, but I mean, it's happened. So has somehow Onslaught. And Obstinacy is coming out now, and Takali is actually in danger of Obstinacy, except for the fact that, Akimo and Hokusai are all the way over there.
Yeah.
So you just activate Takali last, and she'll be fine.
So King of Jokes needs to kill 2 heroes here, or Takali once.
Yeah.
Or he needs to not lose any lane.
Mm-hmm.
He did manage to survive the round, though.
He did. He did manage to survive the round. Because of the slide. Because of the side play, Nelkin decided he would not go for just trying to outlast the Akimo there. Because I guess maybe he didn't have any 3s of his own left. Because if he did just lead against the Akimo and win, that was game over. So lane 1 is completely ruined for King of Jokes. King of Jokes is going into this fight. He's got 1 less hero and he's first player. So his opponent is going to get 2 rounds at the end. Completely uninterrupted.
Yeah, Akimo and Hogosai are going to need to do a lot of damage to probably multiple heroes.
And because of how this action points is going, right? Like, he could literally just move Nelclin back into his Nexus this game. And then there's nothing they can do, realistically. Because if he just moves Nelclin into the back end, there's no way that he defends against all 3 with 1 hero in each lane.
Yeah, demonic possession, is that what it's called? Akimo's ultimate is probably one of the few cards that gives him a chance of anything here.
Oh yeah, I mean, if he moves worships against the Ixotosk and then demonics, he could kill the Ixotosk.
Yeah, although Hogosai would need to get in range
but
first.
instead he's using Takali and he's just attacking. He thinks he could get to Takali? I mean, Onslaught could provide this. Hogosai could get in range with an Onslaught.
I mean, Akimo has to have a way to get fast. That's what's going on here.
Right, but even with fast, Akimo can't reach. That was a +0, so that's not doing his team any favors with that skirmish into the dome.
I mean, he probably figures it'll be easier to kill Takali than to kill Clan and Isatox.
Sure, but I mean, he just leaves the Takali there, right?
Well, what I'm saying, I think King of Jokes has to go for Takali here. I don't think he has a great chance of doing it, but I don't think he has another choice.
Yeah, I think what can happen here, like, okay, he's activating Takali, wow. I guess he's healing himself and then moving as far to the other end of the board as he possibly can.
Probably.
Wait a second, does he play gank?
That's a good question.
He does not play gank. That is unfortunate. Because a gank would actually be huge here.
Unstoppable and demonic possession.
Those are the only things. Alright, well, I mean, we'll see, because, I mean, all Ashun has to do now is just pass all of his turns, and he would still win. Because there is just too many creeps on lane 1 and lane 2 for him to stop both sides.
So, if he has demonic possession,
Sinkhole. He wants that Takali to stay around.
that'll be that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. I bet he was wishing he could have used that on someone else. Later on, but it still works. Because I mean, if he had the Akimo ult, he could have then moved slide. Oh, the slide play. So that's going to push the Takali, and then she's no longer targeting that hex.
Wow, that's a really good slide.
Mm-hmm. And Takali's out of there.
So yeah, a demonic possession from Akimo would allow Akimo to get all the way over there.
Mm-hmm. Would it? It would not.
A fast plus a skirmish would.
To get over to Takali?
Oh, I'm looking at Hokusai.
Okay. So he could move. The problem as well with playing the ult then is that you get fast and the attack action. You really want to use that attack action, right? But he could still move, and then... So Akimo with the ult could still move, mark the Nalaclin, and move up to him. You play the ult, which gets him a free attack on Nalaclin, and then he could attack Nalaclin, and then maybe a Kotlik or something. Or he could do the same thing to Ixatosk. 3 attacks against Ixatosk would probably kill him despite his armor. So, yeah, Hokusai's going to move in there. He's going to try and kill Nalaclin with this.
Yeah, I mean, if he had a unstoppable theory, he could have tried to use Hokusai to kill him. But that's probably not very likely.
Very unlikely. Takali still has 16 health, man.
yeah, probably not going to happen.
But with a move from Hokusai, he can get up to Nalaclin. Then he can just kill Nalaclin somehow off of a 3 and 2 flips, right? Stone Barricade.
Stone Barricade.
Nope. So King of Jokes is desperately trying to get something to work, and Ashun is just saying no, 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 no.
Yeah, that's what all these overflows did. He has all the cards he needs.
Oh, he's moving over to go for Ixtos instead then. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Although, Hokusai's getting pretty low on health.
I don't... he's still at 9, and honestly, I don't think he cares. Once Hokusai is activated, he doesn't
Yeah, but
really...
I mean, Nalaclin can activate and maybe just kill him.
Yes, and Ashun gets 2 cards, but it's not like after Hokusai goes, he really needs him alive.
+3, there's the Akimo ult, so no Akimo ult. But on the other hand, it was a +3, which is pretty good. On the other hand, he is now definitely dead to Nelliclin. So he's going to move, worship, attack.
They have a skirmish up there when there shouldn't be, but I'm pretty sure this is an attack coming.
Yeah. And with this attack, he can do a lot of damage. Snowblind.
Except there's a snowblind.
And it was a 0 anyway. So no damage dealt at all, because 1 against 1 armor. And that's Hokusai. So at what point, as King of Jokes, do you flip the table? Because every single goddamn thing has been stopped. It's like, I didn't need to Stone Barricade because I already had Snowblind. You've got 5 cards in hand, but only an Akimo left. He's activating Nelliclin. He's killing Hokusai, most probably. He's worshipping to get rid of that Stone Barricade. For that 1 mile mana. For some reason.
I'm trying to think of
wouldn't
what...
you just play a 3 cost first?
I'm trying to think of what Akimo could have here.
Lord of the Many. That's why he did that. So now he's got a... What is that? Is that a 6 skirmish? Because he can play the skirmish from over here. Because of Nelliclin's ability. Crawling Darkness comes in though. So that's going to halve his damage. So it's going to be a... Sinkhole. Okay, so he's going to sinkhole his Nelliclin away. So that the Crawling Darkness can't get applied. So that way... He can kill Hokusai.
Wait, what did Lord of the Many actually do?
Okay. So
he doesn't have any minions in the line of sight, right? Oh, now he does. Okay.
Nelliclin's got 1,000,000 minions in lane 1. And he played it from lane 1.
Oh, he did it. He did it from that. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, he did it from lane 1.
Yes. Yeah.
Hokusai is now dead. He used the sinkhole for it. So let me put... Okay. You had Slide, Sinkhole, Snow Blindness, and Stone Barricade. How do you go up against this? This deck from Ashun is called the Green Wall, and it is a green wall. At some point, you just can't do anything against him.
Yeah. If you're King of Jokes here, do you have any way to win at this point?
I mean, to be fair, it's been a massive uphill struggle from turn 1, but you have no way of winning at this point. Your only way of winning this entire round was to kill 2 heroes. And not only have you failed to do that, you've lost Hokusai in the process.
I don't think there is any possible... Yep, I don't think there's any possible way here. To kill both
needed his ult and needed a miracle. And neither of those things are happening. There's no possible way that he can win with just a chemo left.
Unstoppable attack Nelliclin. No. Yeah, unstoppable attack Nelliclin. Skirmish. Attack Ixatosk. Oh, there's unstoppable.
How do you do 9 damage in 1 attack?
I have no idea. Go for Ixatosk first?
So you go for his toss first and you flip a +3. That kills him.
Right.
And because of the mark giving +1 damage.
Right, and then you
skirmish and attack Nelliclin and you hope you flip 2 more +3s.
Yeah, does he run Strength over Pain? I don't think he does, right?
No.
Oh, and also you can only get 1 Frenzy anyway.
And he doesn't play Psychic Shield. To be fair, neither of these players play Psychic Shield. Without Psychic Shield, drawing another +3 is going to be It's going to be really hard, but maybe you get it. So let's see what they get. Let's see what he gets with these attacks. +3. He gets a +3. Whoa. He kills the Ixatosk. Okay. We're playing. He Snowblinding against the Hokusai instead of the Akima was greedy. We're playing. We have a game.
Right, but now what?
You skirmish against Nelliclin, and then you attack again, and you hope it's enough.
Right, but he needs. So he has.
He needs to hit a +2 and a +3, and Nelliclin plays Stone Barricade again, and ruins you.
Game. That's game.
Oh my god, how many cards do you have, Ashun?
That was the last mana he had there too. Oh,
He's
no,
just gonna
turn
Durai
four.
for it anyway. And he missed.
He just wanted to see what happens.
Just want to see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Doesn't work.
They're just playing it out. They're having fun now.
Yeah, yeah.
Did
And
attack?
he hits
Oh,
the +3! Gets the
Down to
Nelkin to
one.
1 in theory.
Yeah, obviously the stone barricade didn't made that math not happen, but he almost got it.
He almost got it. He almost got it. Wait, what? Oh, okay, so now they're figuring out, wait, maybe I should have gone for the Nelkin first.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't have worked. Because you needed to, you needed to kill Nelkin and walk through his space, which you can't do. So it had to be Ixatos was the first kill.
No,
And
he could have gone. He started here, so he could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He could have. And it kills the Nelkin somehow. And then moves over and tries to kill Ixatos and hits a +3 on that.
But
Ixatos had used all his mana. Nelkin hadn't, so theoretically it's better to go after Nelkin.
Ixatos could only use 3 mana. This is round 4.
He'd use Slide and Snowblind.
Oh, you're right.
Or was it
So
Nelkin that
he
Snowblinded?
If he had done that,
No, Nelkin drew
the
cards.
attack was 7, and then the skirmish was a 0, right? So that
Yeah, the
wouldn't have
skirmish
actually.
was 0.
So
He needed to hit a
Nelkin
+3, a
was-
+2, and a +3.
Yeah. So even if he did this way, he wouldn't have had it with the.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have had the damage to kill Nelithan. Anyway, do we want to go join them?
Yep, let's go.
Schermaglia e devo avere la schermaglia grossa.
Hello.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Ah, well,
Hello,
that was a game. Well played.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
close. You
I
turned
did a
into a game at the very end.
Yeah. Sadly, but Gigi Ashun is a great player, so I'm happy that Staulot will won the Europe final. So sadly, I was talking now with I'm talking now with Ashun that I made a misplay here to play slide with Akimo. I knew that I have Ogosai Ultimate to clear all the minions and save the Nexus, and I don't have to play slide here because I just skirmish lead, and I have the two mana to play the Crawling Darkness when he plays My Kingdom with Kotlik, and then my Nelaclen can be alive and put some damage to anyone.
You have to be scared that Akimo gets pushed back into the dome, right?
No, but for if he does that, he doesn't have the mana for My Kingdom. So I know that he can't push my Akimo.
Well, he had Nelaclen as well. Like if he just walks up and pushes.
Yeah, but
then he kills Nexus.
In that case, he doesn't have one single to finish my and then Istrakali is here.
Right, what I'm saying, turn 4 wouldn't have mattered at that point. Because if you'd moved Akimo over to that side, then if he managed to push Akimo out, Kotlik and Nelaclen could have just alone killed the Nexus.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, you know, it's hard to say, but the only thing that I'm sad is that I didn't. I mulliganed the Doom, which I didn't. I don't have to mulligan Doom turn 1, and I can kill Istrakali turn 1.
Yeah, that healing.
One
Hit point. One hit point after that strength of the pack.
That was my mistake. But
Yeah.
with a good players, one mistake can cost you the game. So
I will say, I still think that, I agree with you that the slide was a mistake on the Ixtosk, though. Because you still could have just skirmished and then moved one away, one closer in, and then done the lead. You ended up attacking Kotlik. Like, what does that do? You know?
Yeah. That was totally my mistake, and it cost me the game pretty much. But even if I didn't play slide, maybe the game was still open. Is still open, but not sure if I win.
Yeah.
Ashun has a lot of cards in hand, so he can play something else. Could have played something else. So
yeah, with those 3 copies of Gathering Storm and 5 copies of Overflow, he had basically all the cards he needed.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, you saw this, Ashun. He was throwing away Nelliclin ults. I don't need this. Discard.
Yeah. After the nerf.
I had all 4 ultimates in hand at that point.
Yeah.
Well, that explains it. We're looking at this, like, he got rid of the Consulting the Heart and the Tlakali ultimate. We're like, what does King of Jokes think when he sees these 2 cards as the discard?
No. I know a little bit because I already play against Ashun in the Swiss. I know what he wants to do with this deck. Basically, fill all the field with pillars, and then big skirmish, both with Rampart Atrend or the Kotlik Ultimate. So Nelaclane combo or Kotlik Ultimate. I must have a disarm for that moment, and I have 5 disarm in my hand or in my deck, 3 in my hand because I have also 2 snow blinds. And when I have to play a disarm, I have 3 in my hand. I don't have mana because I play slide, so it's my bad, totally.
Well, what I found really interesting is that despite the fact that his deck was supposedly working towards this combo, he completely outmaneuvered you in turn 1 with a Metataxi.
Yeah, indeed.
Metatosk. That's what you call it.
Ambulance.
That move completely screwed me out. I only have one fast in my deck. I can reach him to the other side. That was a big play, and I just want to have my Doom turn 1, and he can't nourish, so I can kill Tlakali, and the game can be good for me. That's the other thing that's the other thing I'm sad. Both the slide play and the Doom mulligan, the two mistakes. But
I mean,
that was
Ashun,
a very good move. A very good move.
You was dominant from as soon as you played that.
The turn 1 and the turn 2 Ixatos turns were both really, really impressive.
Yeah. That was very good.
Once Takali moved over to that side and you put Kotlik and Ixtos in the dome, like that was a proper MOBA setup where you had your tanks in the front and your others in the back, right? It was beautiful. Indeed. He couldn't get there. He just couldn't get over there.
Yeah. Indeed. So congratulations, Ashun.
Thank you.
And Italy will be proud of you against USA.
Thank you.
Just want to make just check real quick. By the way, that last turn right there, when you guys were doing the math, if it wasn't for the stone barricade, that would have dropped Nelliclin to 1, right?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, indeed.
1.
Indeed.
That's what we thought. Okay.
I needed the +5 with the flips.
Yeah.
We were saying, at what point does
likely,
King of
but
Jokes just flip the table here? And then it's like, oh no, you got the snowblind for this, the sinkhole for this, the slide for this, the stone barricade for this,
indeed.
the stone barricade for
Yeah,
this.
I'm, I tried my best. They are both onslaught and obstinacy. I have so much damage in my deck. Maybe I should have taken Akla instead of Nelaklen. But Nelaklen is so good. He can.
Nelaklen's good. You was up against two tanks.
Yeah, indeed. He played both Ixatosk and Kotlik. So I thought that maybe if I was lucky to have two Strange of the Pack and the combo with Nelaklen, I pretty much one-shot Ixatosk. Sadly, my cards weren't good. So
Yeah, I mean, there was a few
I
times
I just have a bunch of life steal and a bunch slow blind, so I can't do anything pretty much.
Yeah, it would have been nice if you had a rampant hatred at some point to help you get over to the other side.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
But if you don't combo, I don't think Rampart Hatred is good. It is very good if you combo with Nelaklen or maybe Kotlik, but otherwise, if you don't combo, it's not so good.
Personally, I just like it on Hokusai in general because he's giving them the -1 armor and it's good damage and moves you quite far. But to each their own.
Okay. So thank you for the game. Thank you for the.
And I think we have all learned some lessons here that against an Isatos, putting 3 heroes in one lane turn 1 is actually really bad. It looked great. It looked great, but no, it did not work out.
No, indeed.
Well, congratulations, Ashun, on
Thank you.
making it to the grand finals against Eric. So you've won the Ashun Pass now, which is named after you, and
Nice.
now you get to fight for the grand finals of the Summer League as well.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Yep. And congratulations, King of Jokes, for making all the way to the finals.
Thank you.
So what the games? The finals, grand finals, are gonna be Saturday.
Yeah,
what time?
Saturday, I think.
Okay, Saturday between Ashun and Eric.
So keep your eyes out on that content channel for when that comes out.
Okay, bye guys. Bye. I have to go now. Bye.
Yep.
Bye.
This has been us. This has been Ashun, the victor, King of Jokes, the loser. This has been me, GameSlayer99, aka No Brainer, with Kirito as our commentators. Thank you for watching. Signing out.
Bye.